welcome to the 15th Stress Management Workshop for Leeds Beckett University. Hi, my name is Jen, and if you've been following me, we've been talking about stress, the impacts of stress, if you were to ignore stress in your life, especially when it comes to the COVID-19 pandemic. We've all been through it together, but however, it's presented itself in so many different ways to so many different people in all our different lifestyles that we have, so it's not like a one-size-fits-all. And these workshops have all been about trying to help you through the tough times, because it might be that you've been experiencing stress for the first time. I mean, it has been a very up and down situation for a lot of people. Change is something that us humans are not very good at the best of times, and it takes some practice. You know, you get that urge of thinking, oh no, I don't want to move jobs, or you don't want to move homes, but like there's a situation that's forced upon you. And however, this is what the pandemic has presented to us, that this massive wave of change. And yes, we are now week 15 of lockdown, and it's been a very, well, I don't know, it depends again on your lifestyle, and I'm obviously going to be talking quite generic to some certain extent, because it's no one size fits all situation. But 15 weeks is a hell of a long time. I think it works out 103 days, 4 days now in lockdown. I can't remember exactly the number that I heard on the radio earlier, but some of you might be already at work, which is great, because again, something that we actually enjoy. As humans, we may not admit it, but we actually like routine. We are creatures of habit and routine. So if you are back to work, that might actually be quite a good thing. Again, I don't know your situation. If you wanted to, just feel free to let me know if you're tuning in, where you're tuning in from, and give yourself a rate out of 10 of how you feel right now with your overall well-being. Do you feel you're at a 10, which is just amazing, top form, you know, you wouldn't change anything because you are at your optimum health? Or do you feel quite down? Do you feel like you're in the 1s and 2s out of 10? Because again, these workshops all have pretty much a practical element, and if you were to ping back to the last 14 weeks, the links are in the description box below. Attach this video. I've gone through many types of mindful activities, mental sort of strategies, and also practical when it comes to exercise, like physical exercise, because a lot of people don't tend to realise that stress affects different people in different ways. People perceive a situation differently to the next, and yeah, it's a subjective thing really, and it can affect people in different ways. And for me, I've actually experienced severe stress through running multiple businesses. A few years ago, I experienced business burnout, which inevitably led to my anxiety problems and issues with depression. But when you're going through all that, you don't tend to realise exactly what that is. So stress, obviously, I'm the extreme part of the scale when it comes to stress, but yeah, I've definitely been there, and that's why a pandemic like now in my life, as an example, I've felt I've been quite prepared for it without even realising, because I've sort of been through stress before. But nonetheless, again, each week has been with a practical element. They're all self-help type workshops. I'm not going to go through all of them in great detail, otherwise we'll be longer than the half an hour today. But I always suggest that you ping back to week number 1. It's the most important week, I feel, because it just gives you an idea as to where you are. I've just asked you to maybe rate yourself out of 10 of how you might feel in your overall well-being, but there's questions in that 25-part assessment that really make you think about exactly how you feel, and I get to rate yourself with each question, and it will then help you decide if you need to maybe implement change into your life. So for example, if you are 14 points plus in that 25-part questionnaire, then that is a sign that you do need to start looking at your lifestyle, because stress unfortunately is probably creeping in, or you've been living now with stress for, you know, throughout the course of the pandemic. And if you still haven't made any positive change in your life because you're finding it hard to motivate yourself, you're finding it hard to get up and go, find a routine, you're probably maybe if you haven't gone back to work, if you're on furlough as an example, you're probably dreading going back to work. These sorts of workshops I've done in previous weeks will help with all that. So just look at the titles, see what resonates with you right now in your life. Definitely go back to week number 1 and give yourself a mark out of 25. The higher you are on that "Are you stressed?" assessment, it will tell you that you need to start making change. And when I first filled out the questionnaire a few years ago, I was like a strong 23, 24 out of 25. So don't be alarmed if you are scoring high with that. Again, each of the workshops I've done in previous weeks will help you combat your stress, because what people tend to not realise is stress is actually quite an addictive thing. The chemicals that are released in the brain, that is what you can become addicted to. So you might have felt yourself on certain periods of the pandemic just getting so sucked into the news, reading all the articles and news reports that were at the beginning of the pandemic, to really get yourself familiarised with the actual virus itself and how it behaves in the communities. And I don't know about you, but I actually feel so much better without watching those daily UK briefings. I mean, I've never watched so much news in the last sort of decade than what I have done the last, 10 to 13, 14 weeks. They were on for every single day. And I felt I needed to watch them for workshops like this and to make informed decisions for myself and my family, because I have a 4-year-old. And I just felt that I needed to watch them. But really, all you could have done, or anyone could do, is just go to the headlines. But I do feel a lot better. I think the last one was Thursday last week, and I haven't actually watched any news since. So I'm not in that routine now. Have you now stopped watching the UK daily briefings? Let me know. Feel free to comment below. And have you noticed a difference if you're not watching those UK daily briefings? I know I have, and it would just be interesting to see if you have as well. So just to recap, go back to week number 1 if you still think that you might be struggling with stress, and then feel free to just ping to another week that we've done, the previous 14, see what title resonates with you, and grab yourself a pen and paper, and then you can go and watch that, and again, you can get results. They're all helpful tips, and some of it is quite self-explanatory, but again, it just depends where you are. I'm talking to people who are inactive, I'm talking to people who are really fit, I'm talking to people that have families, who are on their own, living by themselves at the moment. So it's a generic type workshop, whichever one you watch, but I'm sure with anyone that you do watch, you're going to find something in there for you, like a valuable nugget for you. So anyway, that's the introduction for today. Again, thanks for listening. Feel free to like the video if you wish. And today is all about, my notes have just disappeared on me, that's good. Today is week 15, how to stay fit without exercise. Now, what's a blow to most of us who love their exercise, who love and know the importance and the value of keeping fit and healthy. I am an instructor for Leeds Beckett University. I usually spin on a Monday and a Thursday, and this is the longest time I've gone without spinning in the last decade. I think I got certified first time round in, I can't remember, 2011, 2012, and I totally miss my spinning. And it's not just classes that you could miss when it comes to the gym aspect. It could also be the social side. It could be the routine that you had that you're missing. It could be anything. But the gyms are such a key part in any community. And I've had 4 indoor cycling studios myself, and hands up, I mean, my hands, or hug, a virtual hug, goes to all you guys that I know who have gyms who are still shut. And it's just so sad. The economy needs gyms open, and a lot of us in the health and fitness space just cannot understand why gyms are still closed, whereas pubs, under the influence of alcohol, after a few drinks anyway, I'm sure social distancing might be a thing that could fly out the window. Who knows after this weekend. As most of us know in the UK, Saturday, whatever date Saturday is the day where restaurants and pubs will open, but obviously with social measures in place. However, gyms are not opening, and that's why I thought I'd do a workshop today around how to stay fit without exercise. So there are 4 main methods. I'm not going to go into great detail on methods 1 and 4, but the second and third method, we can talk about it. And again, some of it can be so straightforward and basic, and you're thinking, oh, come on, Jen. But if you're inactive, then some of these might really hit home, and you might think, you know, I could do that. So again, I'm talking to such a broad audience with these workshops. I don't know exactly what your situation is, so take what you want from each method and we can run with it. But firstly, method 1 is get decent sleep. Now, sleep is just, it's up there with like eating healthily and exercising, keeping fit, because if you don't have a good enough night's sleep, then the next day everything's just going to feel so much harder. And we all know what I mean by that. You wake up sluggish, you haven't got the motivation to eat properly, you certainly haven't got the motivation to grab the most healthiest of foods whilst you shop, in your fridge, when you go out and see friends for lunch, that sort of thing. So sleep is everything, and you feel better and you look better, and there's just everything. There's all these pluses when it comes to getting a good night's sleep. And it's not just making sure once a week, once a month in some people's lifestyles you get a good 8 hours. It's routine. Just put it up there, but really prioritize getting a good night's sleep, because people don't seem to prioritize it as much. And, you know, hands up, I am, and I still am, a workaholic. However, my workaholic traits did get me into burnout a few years ago, and I used to be silly enough to be working on Photoshop till 2, 3 in the morning doing flies, because I was so passionate about business, and I still am. However, I've had to knock that bad habit because it doesn't serve me right, and it doesn't serve anyone really. And I get it, because new parents, I mean, my little boy is now 4. However, I remember the first year or so, it is just intense, and there's absolutely no escaping. You cannot get that rest that you need, and it's only when your little ones get old and they start sleeping through the night that you realise that, wow, okay, sleep is just what did I do? Why did I not get enough sleep before I had kids? And you really do learn to appreciate it a lot more. So sleep, ask yourself, how many hours of sleep did you get last night? Now, it's a bit of a conditioning thing, really. I mean, obviously back in our primal days, being cavemen and women, we're not really needing to be up and to work for 9 o'clock in some building somewhere. So really, this whole getting between sort of 7 and 9 hours of sleep if you're an adult is really a little bit silly. And power naps are great, but in the lifestyle that we have today, you can't obviously just say, boss, I'm just going for my power nap in the afternoon. It's just not possible. So that's why a 7 to 9 hours sleep is beneficial all in one hit, because then you can do everything that you need to do in the day, because we all have jobs. Most of us have jobs, most of us have families, and most of us are asleep between sort of 11 and 7. So that's obviously a perfect time to sleep. So get some sleep in. And I have in previous workshops gone into detail about how to improve your sleep. So think of it as sleep hygiene, and there's definitely ways that you can improve your sleep, tips and tricks and easy habits that you can implement into your life in order to maximize your sleep. So that's method 1 on how to stay fit without exercise, get that decent sleep. Okay, method 2, fitting more activity into your day. So obviously we've got no gym right now. We're not allowed to go to the gym, so that's fine. And it's all about just trying to sneak in the activities here and there when we can. So I've got actually 10 points here. I'm just going to reel them off. Number 1, take the stairs instead of the lift. Obviously right now we are quite restricted as when we are, or what we can do when we go out shopping. I know there are some now shopping centres opening, which is great. I bubbled up with my mum for the last couple of weeks, which is amazing. So me and my little boy had a great couple of weeks down south. Obviously I'm here right now in Leeds. It's Leeds Beckett University, that's where I live. And yeah, a complete new change in the way we shop. I was in Hemel Hempstead, and one-way systems, and you have to stand on stickers, and you have to wait until you're meted and greeted at the door when you go into the shops. But some of the lifts are not actually open, and that's actually a good thing. Take the stairs whenever you can. Just any chance you can burn those extra calories, do it. And this sort of like COVID-19 lifestyle now forces us to take the stairs anyway, because most lifts are not now operating. Number 2, take the long way around when walking. If we have, well, most of us have had the luxury of having the whole of our days free. We were at one point when it was complete lockdown, we were allowed to go for that one exercise a day, whether for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, whatever part of the pandemic we've been on, like the lockdown. So yeah, we've all been investing in the walk. I mean, people who haven't liked walking before have learned to love walking. Just continue with that awesome habit of walking and just take that longer way to the shop or to the post box, or to drop something round a friend's house, obviously with social distancing in place. But yeah, that's a great way to stay fit without proper exercise, because you're doing it anyway. Just take the longer way. Number 3 of this second method of fitting more activity into your day is do shopping for yourself without using the delivery services, and offer to go shopping for someone else. I went shopping for the first time yesterday in 3.5 months with my mask on, and wow, a different shopping experience I've ever had. I went at 9 o'clock, obviously beat the queues then. And it is sad, really. It's obviously the world we live in today. However, if you are still leading a lifestyle where you're not going to work full time, or you're not going to the office, and you still have quite a lot of free time in your day, then why not do your shopping? Avoid using the delivery slots and services, because social distancing in the shops, in the supermarkets are brilliant now. They've definitely nailed it down to a T. As long as you're safe, wash your hands, obviously put your mask on, and offer to do someone else's shopping, and then you can keep fit, healthy and active that way, because shopping can be hard work if you've got cat litter and you're buying loads of tins of food, in my case. Okay, so number 4 is walk or bike instead of driving. Now, Boris said a few weeks ago that we are, well, not Boris, who's a transport guy, can't remember his name now. He was encouraging the whole of the UK to take a healthier lifestyle because of the carbon footprint has been lowered since lockdown. Let's continue with this whole healthy, less in pollution type air that we're experiencing. And if you are usually driving to work, why not try and walk or cycle to work? I would say it's a great time of year. We have amazing weather here in the UK. However, today, the last few days, hasn't been too well. But now that we're all a nation of walkers due to lockdown, continue with that and try and walk or bike. And obviously, you'll be keeping fit that way without really exercising. Whack on some tunes as well on your iPod, or a piece of self-development and audio, then you're good to go. Okay, number 5, avoid sitting longer than 30 minutes at a time. Again, I've mentioned a few times, and especially once today in this workshop, I'm a bit of a workaholic, and a break is well needed. Again, that's something I've had to learn, but just keep moving. Even if you're going to the toilet every half an hour, having a drink of water or something, or maybe putting off a job that attending a job that you've been putting off, and you can have breaks in between working at your desktop. But keep moving, keep that energy flowing. It's going to make you feel better. You're not going to start feeling all achy as well if you're sitting down, prolonged sitting at your desk. And again, it's a great way to keep active and stay fit without exercising. Number 6, I've never actually seen an office do this, so feel free to maybe explore it at home, but change your office chair for a sitting ball. I don't know how practical that might be in the workspace with social distancing. I don't work in an office anymore. I work from home. I've got home-based business. However, if you feel you can fit a ball in your front room, if you are working from home from your Mac, your laptop, then try that out, because there is size. If you keep moving on the ball, then you're going to end up obviously burning some calories throughout the day, and that is you keeping fit without the exercise. And it could be slightly fun. I've never used a ball before. It's just a tip. Again, feel free to explore. Okay, number 6 is schedule walk meetings with friends, family and colleagues. Now, we've all done the whole, let's meet in the park with a friend, or if you've been dating in the lockdown, then it's all about walks in the parks, how romantic. But why not do that with colleagues as well? Let's just change it up a bit. Again, we've conditioned ourselves to now be a nation of walkers. So it's quite funny how we just love parks now. And parks are amazing, but it just seems in my lifestyle anyway, I was always too busy to really enjoy parks, but I've really gone and explored some amazing parks. So, just schedule or continue to schedule walk meetings with friends and family and colleagues in parks. Number 8 is stand up when waiting around. I mean, if you're at the bus stop, just do, a few walks around, the bus stop, whatever. Again, these are just simple tips that you can do. But I don't know if anyone saw that awesome video that went viral, that girl dancing at the bus stop. You could do that. I'm not saying you might feel comfortable doing that, but hey, you know, it's a way of keeping fit without exercise. So just keep moving, keep that energy flowing, and you should be good to go without actually feeling it as exercise. Because some people just hate exercise. I know a few people in my life that just don't do exercise, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not here to judge at all, but yeah, just continue moving. That is the key. Okay, number 9, fidget to burn calories. Now, I remember all the way back in my school day, I'm the one to fidget. I'm the one moving my foot or moving my leg, and I'm not doing it out of boredom, or I'm doing it subconsciously. I've no idea why I do it. And then I remember my friend Esme, my best mate from school, she was like, do you know, there's actually, I don't know what she read then, because obviously internet wasn't really around. She said, oh yeah, you can actually lose weight if you keep moving. She must have read it somewhere. So we used to spend some classes at school just moving our foot. And then bizarrely, when I was researching for this workshop, there is actually some evidence for this. Just keep fidgeting. So if you're at work, or you know, you're by your desk, just keep moving that foot. I mean, I just do it anyway. I think you're either a fidgeter or you're not. I'm definitely a fidgeter, which can be quite annoying. I remember once me and my dad were sitting next to each other on the settee years ago, and my stepmom said, oh, you can tell that you're you know, father and daughter, because we started to move our leg at the same time. We also have the same, you know, habit of moving our feet. Anyway, it was actually there when I researched it. So okay, so number 10, I've put this for fun, okay, having kids. That will definitely keep you fit and healthy without exercise, because you are running around all day after kids, and even cats. I've got Oscar and I've got cats, and I'm always on the move. So, but again, I'm not saying have kids for that reason, but certainly kids can help you keep fit without going to the gym, not having any exercise in your life. So that was method 2, fitting more activity into your day. Method 3 out of 4 is choosing activities that get you moving. So yeah, again, for people that hate exercise or don't like exercise, or that cannot see exercise anywhere in their lifestyle, these are other ways that you can squeeze in a form of exercise so you can feel fit and be healthy. So number 1, take walks to see different parts of your city. So a bit similar to the park example that I gave, but how many places of where you live have you not been? Take a stroll. It's the best time of year, even though it's been raining recently, but the summertime, just have a walk around. I mean, the streets are quite quiet at the moment anyway, because everyone is, well, in a bit of a semi-lockdown, but just explore somewhere new and make it a bit of a habit. That's one way of feeling that you're not exercising, but you are feeling the benefits of exercising. Number 2, play active video games. So the Wii's really good for that. I think they do Wii Fit and Wii Tennis. You've got like dancing type games that you can do as well, and board games as well that can bring you some exercise. You've got Twister. You could play chase with the kids outside. You could play tag, whatever it is. But again, you know, these are fun ways of trying to squeeze in some form of activity to make you feel fit and healthy without the exercise. And actually, my son's just been bought a drum kit. Now, I had a go earlier today, and boy, it is hard work. I've never actually played or practiced on the drum kit before. I wouldn't say I was producing any form of music as such, but the beat was definitely there. But it's hard. It's actually hard work, and I'm a fit person, so just something different. I mean, you would think if you're passionate about drumming that you wouldn't be exercising, but sure, if you've never done it before, try something like that. Again, just giving you some ideas. So number 3, do household chores you've been putting off. Cleaning the loft, sorting out the spare room, sorting out the shed, whatever it is. You can certainly build a sweat if you're painting, decorating, you know, doing the housework. I mean, most people do that once a week anyway, but again, that's a simple way of implementing some sort of activity into your life without actually seeing it as exercise, so making you stay fit without the exercise. Number 4, I do this quite a lot because I absolutely love my music, especially being a spin instructor. I've always got an ear for music, and my little 4-year-old loves music as well. But we just have a little boogie when a real awesome song comes on the radio. We always have a Radio 1 playing throughout the day. So when there's so many awesome tunes, I've definitely made some spin sets recently, and I've called them COVID-19 spin sets, because there've been some tracks that just remind me of this time, and you know, give it a few years down the line, I'm going to be listening to my old spin sets and go, there, you know, that really did remind me of this period. So, you know, if you like a tune, just dance to it. And if there's 2 to 3 minutes of song, you do that 5 times a day, then you know, you've got a little workout there in itself. So yeah, why not? A little tip. Okay, so go dog walking. This is number 5. Go dog walking for yourself. Obviously, you will be walking a dog if you do have a dog, or go for someone else if you haven't got a dog. I wouldn't say get a dog just to go walking, because I'm sure there's other reasons why you would want a dog in your life, because they are obviously a big responsibility. But yeah, obviously great for keeping fit. And again, you don't really see it as exercise as such, but it is obviously a form of activity that help you keep fit and healthy. Okay, number 6, go play with the kids in the field. Football, go for a treasure hunt. Me and Oscar, we like to find dinosaur bones a lot. So again, all awesome activities. You don't feel you're exercising. It's heaps of fun. It keeps you entertained, the kids entertained. It's free. You get some fresh air as well. It's a win-win. And again, now that everyone's so conditioned now to become a nation of walkers, how many parks have you been to that you've never been to before because of lockdown? There are so many awesome, if you're in Leeds right now, so many awesome places to go for a hike, and that is something you can do. Right, last point of this method 3 of choosing activities that get you moving is enjoy some adult time in the bedroom with your partner. Now, we all know we can be burning some calories depending on how hot and sweaty we can all get in that area. Again, just a point that I can offer you here, but again, it's another way for you to keep fit, keep healthy without feeling like you're doing any exercise. If you don't like exercise, you can't fit exercise in your life for whatever reason. Right, okay, so method 4 on the how to stay fit and fit without any exercise is eating a healthy diet. And I won't go into great detail on this point because we all know how to eat healthily, and it comes back to point or method number 1, and it's a bit of a cycle here, because if you get a decent night's sleep, the next day you're going to feel motivated to do more activities, or feel motivated to actually maybe even exercise. If you don't like exercising, you could just like think about, you know, really, you know, looking into exercise, go out for that run, or take up I know we can play tennis now as something within social distance measures, or cycling, that's another one, obviously an outdoor thing that we can do. But yeah, again, the cycle of if you get a decent night's sleep, you're then motivated to do the good things in the day the next day, because you feel, you know, you've got the energy for it, and you gain energy from eating the foods. We all know this. It's always good to eat the right foods. I always suggest eat rainbow coloured food. That's always a good way of making sure you're eating a well-balanced diet. So make sure you're bunching up on your fruits and your veg, and you're cutting down on the bad sort of carbohydrates. But you know, just make sure you have a very well-balanced meal at any one time. We all know this. It's just so hard sometimes when you're stressed to be healthy, because it's so easy to go for the stuffy, heavy foods. But obviously that is method 4, and that completes methods 1 to 4 on how to stay fit without any exercise. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've made any massive changes in your life, or if you made small changes wherever you are on the spectrum throughout lockdown. It's been a trying time for everyone in so many different ways. These workshops are here to help you. If you've got any questions along the way, then please just reach out. I'm here for you at any time, should you need any help, any guidance, any pointers when it comes to stress, depression, anxiety. I've been through the mill when it comes to the negative impacts of stress, and I don't want you to feel like you're on your own, because when it starts affecting your mood and it starts affecting your overall well-being, and then creeps into other areas of your life, your business productivity if you run a business, or your work productivity if you're in a career or job, It can spill over to your family life, your relationships, all over. So it's a virus in itself if you're not feeling well from within. So don't let yourself get to that point. And if you're 14 points plus on the 25-part questionnaire, then don't worry. Try and ping back to as many workshops as you can. Take what you can from them. And yeah, again, if you need further help, you know where I am. But thanks ever so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you, no doubt, next week. Thank you.